In the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years of wholesaling real estate, I've made a lot of money. But I can confidently tell you that pretty much within the past 2 years, I've been kind of basically, quote, like retired, right? I basically, my time is not associated with my money anymore, and I can pretty much do whatever I want. And the definition of retirement for me is like, do I spend more time fishing in the week or do I spend more time wholesaling? And I'm more confident than ever to tell you that like I spend more time doing fishing and just like other things than like the time I work out and fish. Like I do way more of that now than just physical wholesaling real estate, right? Comping properties on my deals, dealing with title issues or any of that stuff. Now, the craziest part about this is I personally, and I and that, it's kind of a jerk statement to say, but I'll say it right now. Like the thing is, I'll make more money wholesaling. I'll do more deals in a week than about 95% of wholesalers will do in an entire year. And I work maybe 4, 5 hours most that week, just in like the operation side of the business. Now, that's not because I'm not doing deals or I'm not doing money, because we're doing a ton of deals. We're making a lot of money. But the thing about it is, you don't need to be involved in the business. And specifically, what you need to do is create a model in your life where you could start doing this. Now, I'm pretty proud to be kind of, quote, retired, at 25 years old in wholesaling. And trust me, there's it's a lot of things I do, right? It's not like I just sit around, in my retirement home playing shuffleboard all day. I have other ventures. I do a ton of other things, but specifically for the wholesaling side, a lot of it's just done for me now. A lot of automations, AI, and obviously the greatest team ever. And what I want to do today is show you how to get to that point. But we first have to kind of start in the beginning, which is like, hey, you got no money. You have no cash. You got to go out here and start getting that money. You got to start getting that success and a little bit of that freedom, right? And what I want to do today is show you basically the 4 levers to having an insane amount of success in wholesaling real estate. And kind of the way that I describe these levers, which let me pop it up right here, that there's 4. It's the basically, yeah, I would guess basically it's basically wow. I'm really bad at drawing, but pretty much, oh Lord, this is really bad, but you guys will get the point. Wow. We're going to restart this from the beginning. Okay. Okay. All right. You're just going to have to accept the handwriting, and we're just going to, there we go. Okay. And we're just going to call this the 4 pillars. Oh, wow. There we go. All right. Okay, I'll do this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4 pillars in the pyramid that you have to climb of leverage to start getting at that point where you're only working about 5 hours a week, right? Because, right here, you're working 5 hours at most, and you're just kind of seeing how the team is. And at that point, you're mostly just talking to management, managers, and people just kind of in charge of other people. But if you want to get to level 1, right, you're starting to work maybe 60 to probably 100 hours a week. And that was definitely where I was at. Level 2, you can get to 40. And if you're really good at your stuff, you can get it down to like 20 to 25 hours a week on leverage number 3. And then you get to the next part, which is number 4. And so what we're going to start talking about today is how to go from leverage 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, then 3 to 4, right? These are all models that you can do to start having success. And now the thing about it is, like, I like to talk about leverage a lot, but the way I like to describe leverage or talk about leverage is like, what is the word leverage? The word leverage is just basically using a lever towards something. Now, one of my best examples of this is, okay, if I only have 10 hours a week at most for wholesaling and I'm broke, what do? Guess what? You know what I always do? I always go out here and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to pull a code violation list, drawing for dollars, reverse drawing for dollars. Because I know 10 hours of reverse drawing for dollars is just as good as about 20 or 30 hours of cold calling. I'm using a lever, right? So for example, if there is a 20,000 pound car. No, let's use a 3,000 pound car. Could you physically lift that car up? Probably not. You most likely can't do that. But could you potentially have, like a jack and, you use as a leverage to pick the car up? Yes, because you're having a lever. You're basically doing 3,000 pounds of strength with only really putting like 50 pounds of force. So pretty much the way you got to describe it is you're doing 50 pounds to get 1,000 out. And this is the same exact thing how leverage works in wholesaling. You put 10 hours of reverse trying for dollars in, but you're really doing 30 or 40 hours of cold calling marketing that your competition's doing. And so this is where the word leverage comes in. And this is where you start having success, because when you know how to utilize leverage, you're pretty much, just use green for money here, right? You're going to be able to compound 5 hours a week of work into like 1,000 hours a week, which isn't even physically possible, but it's, right here, which is even physically possible because there's not even 1,000 hours in the dang week. Okay. But if you have multiple people, if you have 10 people working 8 hours a day, that's 80 hours in a day of work when there's only 24 hours in the day, right? This is the secret to leverage. You can use other people and other systems, but we're not talking about that right now, right? We're first going to talk about the 4 pillars for success in wholesaling real estate. So we all start right here, number 1, then we get to 2, 3, and 4. And so if you want to start getting quote retired where you're not really working anymore, but you have no money, it's like you can easily get there. You just got to step in line. Now, a lot of people think they can get to 1 to 3 and then 3 to 4 in like a month. It's just not possible. You have to level up. This is a video game. If you want to think about it like that, you just can't go from level 1 to 4. Now you can grind it out. You can speed run it. I know some of these crazy, speed run, where the kids speed run now? Fallout, right? They Skyrim. Because you can speed run this, but it's very, very difficult to do. And people do it. It is not the easiest. It's not the most simple thing to do, but it is possible to do. So what we're going to do today is learn how to leverage this to have success. Most wholesalers don't really understand how to do this the right way. I'm going to show you how to do it in the correct way so you can start making a ton of money. So let's kind of again learn about leverage, right? We think about, the big bosses in entrepreneurship. And I like to use that because everyone wants to just use, me as an example. And I don't have this crazy ego to talk about myself. So we're going to talk about some other people because I think it actually is way easier to learn things. So for example, okay, my boy Jeff Bezos at Amazon, right? Everyone knows Jeff Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos is doing like, I don't even know what, like $100 billion a year in revenue, something like stupid. Jeff Bezos currently right now is not packing boxes, and he is not delivering these boxes to people's houses physically all by himself. He utilizes leverage to go do that. Now, did Jeff Bezos pack boxes by himself and help with the delivery starting out? Oh yeah. Jeff Bezos is actually doing a lot of it himself with a few employees, but he started hiring people out and it got a lot bigger. Okay. That is the exact dang reason. If you cross that out and you use like Steve Jobs wasn't going out here making iPhones himself, but he was making computers out of his own garage starting out. So you got to understand, to get to level 1, you must go to level 2, then 3, then to 4. Okay. We all like using Elon Musk in his little electric cars, right? He was very, very much in the assembly process starting out. And then he basically made robots to do it for him, basically, So you got to remember that, all these big people that you always look up to outside of me, right? They're not doing all the work themselves anymore. But in the beginning, they were all doing it by themselves. And I think we have this just weird hustle culture in wholesaling that we feel like everything needs to be AI automated. And maybe I am part of the problem. I love promoting and using these AI tools, but you got to remember that you still physically have to be in the process first and foremost to start having a crazy amount of success. And so first and foremost, just to understand that roughly you're going to have to be in this business starting out. You got to be in the trenches. You have to learn how to build the car before you can automate the building of the car. You have to learn how to basically eat sand before you can teach people how to eat sand. You got to be punched in the face and punch people in the face before you can coach people to start boxing and punching other people in the face. So you have your own army right there, right? There's just a little part of this business that you have to learn before you could start. You got to crawl and then walk, then sprint, and then run, then sprint. Whatever the analogy is for the day. So if we're looking at this pyramid, we got to start right at number 1. Okay. What is the first part of leverage in this business? Well, first and foremost, I'm just going to start at the literal bottom, right? So if you're like literal bottom, I'm going to assume you have $0.00 to put in this business. Now, everyone knows, most people tell you, oh, you're broke, loser, you can't give me money. You can't buy my wholesaling course. You can't buy my program. Get out of here, brokey. That's usually what you hear when you say you have no money in wholesaling. I don't believe in that. I believe you can definitely turn $0 into like at least 40 grand. And then you can use that 40 grand and start reinvesting it and then go out here and make millions of dollars, right? But the thing is, it is not easy, okay? It is infinitely better. Like, I'm no joke. It is like 164% better to have at least $100 for the first month in this business, or $200 or $300 per month, than just having zero. Now, I always use zero because we have a portion of people in here that like absolutely have zero, and we are never going to leave these people behind. And I physically meet people like, Zach, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, no money. I make 30 cents an hour, some crazy. I make $1 an hour. You know, my parents make $2,000 a year, you know, in Africa. And no joke, I get this all the time. Like, Zach, I legit have no money. I only have an internet connection. Okay, perfect. Let me show you how you can actually start having success in this business. Now, it's easier to have $100, but it's still completely possible. So if we have to start getting out here with leverage, we understand that we have to start using a lever. Now, what are we leveraging against? Okay, I'll show you. So for example, if we're trying to pick up a 3,000 pound car, we're trying to leverage our strength to get the desired result, which is to lift the car up. In wholesaling, right, the secret, again, everyone knows, it's leverage. So we have to kind of stop trying to do everything the craziest way. So some of us really, really believe, and I think this is crazy, that they can lift the car themselves. They'll spend 2, 3, 4, 500 hours trying to lift the dang car themselves. And it don't matter how handsome and jacked you are in wholesaling, you're still not going to be able to do it. You have to use a lever, right? If you want to spend 6 weeks going out and doing it, you're never going to lift the car. So what you can do instead is use a leverage, right? And so the leverage we have in wholesaling when we have no money, right? We're trying to leverage money because we have no money. How do we leverage money? Let me know in the comments, guys, how do we leverage money? We have no money, okay? We're broke. We got $0, all right? We're out the mud. We're in, as the kids say, the gutter. In London, they call it the ends. When I went to London, the gangster guys, you know, they all say I'm from the ends. I'm like, these British people do not scare me. They're like it's almost comical how some of these British rapper guys are. Okay, how do you leverage it, right? Other people's money. Terry, this is the wrong YouTube channel. This is not some raising money type credit thing. I'm not going to make you put a credit card in to go pay me a course. Oh, wow. You are, Terry, you are broken in the real estate wholesaling coaching system. Okay. We have no money. We use partners. No. Okay. Holy moly. All right. No. Okay. So guys, I'm not telling you to pull out a credit card. You have no money, go borrow money. Guys, who is telling you this stuff to borrow money to go buy a wholesaling coaching program? No. Okay. You are broken. We need to really understand that borrowing money is not going to make us any more money in this business, because being in debt is not what I like to teach. That is a bad idea. What you need to do, and because the way you see that is because nobody ever looks at what actually has to be done. They think, oh, I just got to borrow money that'll make me successful. That's not how you become a success. Okay. You leverage the lack of money with time. All right. Especially when you're like 16, 15, 17 years old. I'm not going to take $6,000 in debt. You can't ever even pay that back probably. When you have no money, you're going to leverage money with time. Okay. The reason is time is actually the most valuable resource you have as a human being. On the contrary of what people say, no, Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not for sale. You can't ever pay me for my time." Uh, I'll be honest. If somebody offered me $4 million for an hour of my time, they can buy my time all day. DM me if you want to give me $4 million for an hour of my time. I will gladly do that. Okay. The thing is, everyone's time is for sale to a point. There is a price to someone's time, more or less, to a point. But I will tell you, first and foremost, you have to leverage money with time. This is the first part of really learning how to actually make a good wholesaling operation. So let's kind of learn about what we start out when we have time. Now, if we talk about kind of the first lever, right? So I'm just going to put it like the first lever of wholesaling success, right? I'm just going to put just basically, $0. All right, this is our first lever in this business. Oh, right here. This is our first lever. We got no money. We're broke. What do we do? Well, there's actually 4 little bubbles that we really have to. Oh, wow. I need to make these bigger. There are 4 bubbles. Here we go. There are 4 bubbles, all right, that we have to understand in this business to start having success, all right? Because when we're broke, it's not just about hustle, bro, okay? The 2014 Gary Vee videos are over, all right? You just have to hustle. Like, it's important, but there's 4 things we have to do with leveraging time to actually have success with the lack of money, all right? So number 1, we have to learn. We actually have to have that education. Now, you might be like, Zach, I don't have money right here. Zach, I don't have money for a wholesaling course. What do I do? I'm broke. Like, what, Zach, what do we do? Oh, swipe the credit card. No. Okay. Duh. All right. What you need to do is just go to, oh, wow, this is going to be bad. It's freewholesaling.com. Let's see if I can draw today. Not feeling good about this at all. I'm just going to put it on the bottom really quick. My C's look like L's today. This is not good. Hey, I draw like a rich doctor. What are you going to say? So, yes, I do have a free real estate wholesaling course. It is called freewholesaling.com. The reason why I tell everyone to go to freewholesaling.com is because you need to learn how to utilize your time correctly. I'm not telling you exactly. I'm teaching you how to close sellers. I'm teaching you how to find cash buyers. I'm teaching you all these important things. But most importantly, here in freewholesaling.com, I teach you how to use the lever that I'm giving you. I'm teaching you how to utilize your time correctly. So the first and probably most important lever here is going to be to learn in this business. Okay. As the first leverage we're going to have in our success. So many wholesalers, all right. So many people, okay. Oh, I just want to grind. If you're grinding, doing the wrong stuff, you're going to be so burnt out. And the reason, people talk about burnout, it's called burnout because you're just not getting the desired outcome from all the amount of work you're doing. And so you're just going to have zero success. You're going to feel like this wholesaling business sucks, and you're never really going to reach your potential, your dreams, or anything that you pretty much want in this world. So what I'm highly, highly recommending for everybody watching this is they learn how to utilize their time correctly. To learn your time correctly, you have to first learn. Okay? Makes sense. Next here is going to be output. All right? Very important. Output. Just a little better. Out. Best handwriting. Output. All right? That's number 2. Now, that's actually like raw, like effort, work, like calls, texts, hours, like putting this business right, the amount of sheer volume, right? That's the important part, right? That's one of the most like important pillars here to your success is first you have to learn how to close sellers, utilize your time correctly, all these things. But what else is super crazy, like important here in this business is going to learn actually how to be out here and outputting the work. Right. So if I tell you, you got to make 100 calls a day, you make the 100 calls a day, but you're doing it the right list and the right things that I teach. Right. So output's going to be super, super, super important here. Now, the other part of the first lever, which we talk about time and time and time again, is going to be the correct plan. So you got to remember, Learning is knowing how to do something. Output's the amount of effort we put out, and planning is going to be the direction. So if this is point B and we're at point A and we have enough gas to get to point A to point B, which is going to be our output, we know how to drive the car, right? We actually learned how to drive the car. But if I'm going this way and then this way and then this way and then this way, I'm going to run out of gas, right? So it's important to actually know how to get there. And that is going to be a plan. Okay. So to get from point A to point B, you first, number one here, right? Number one, got to learn how to drive the car. Number two, you got to make sure you have enough gas in the gas tank to get there. There's enough energy. Three is plan. That's the right direction where you have to be at. And just a little bit at the end here, and not a lot of people agree with me here, but if you're successful in wholesaling, you do understand this, that the other part of this business, where I'm going to pick green here, is just going to be a little bit of luck. I don't know what to say. I'm going to put about 5%. Okay. I'm going to put about 5% luck here. Where's that Fort Minor song? Like 5% effort, 50% pain. But it's luck. Okay. Luck has about a 5% effect on here, right? You just get lucky in this business. Now, the one thing I tell you when you get really lucky in wholesaling real estate is if you just show up every single day and let's say you call 500 sellers a day, you are way higher likelihood of getting lucky talking to the right seller and being in the right place at the right time by just being there more, right? That's just the truth. If you want to watch, I don't know how to say this, right? Like if you want to have the highest chance that you go, look at an airplane, you don't want to be in the middle of Delaware or the middle of like Iowa. You want to be right next to an airport in Seattle. Okay. So sometimes you just got to be at the right place at the right time. So when you're first starting out with no money at all, some of the most important parts we have to understand is learning how to wholesale real estate, which obviously everyone knows. You go to freewholesaling.com, scrolling on the bottom for a second here, to learn how to wholesale real estate, join a free real estate wholesaling community, all the great stuff we have in freewholesaling.com. Then we have to have the right energy, the outputs to actually have success here. Then we got to start planning everything out correctly and then have our correct luck. Now, the next question is, well, Zach, what does this basically look like? What is the right plan if we're going to start actually going out here with no money at all to have success? Well, what I'll tell you is first, if you are going to learn this business, I would say you start with the marketing modules. Okay. You do marketing modules basically, and then you just basically take 7 days to go through the rest. So day one for 101 in marketing, and the rest can be done in about 7 days. So to learn this business, it's going to basically take I'd say 1 day. Like you start taking action day one, and it'll probably take you a full week to get through that course. It's a pretty simple course. I'm just saying a couple hours at night, going through the information, the modules, everything we say here. It's not that death of a crazy big course like we used to have. So I'm telling you, 1 day, go through all the marketing, 7 days, go through the rest. That's all you really need to know to really start learning this business. Now, when we talk about output, right, there's a lot of variables on output. I'll tell you this, if you're putting about 20 hours a week on whatever you're doing, right? So who knows what that can be, right? So that could potentially be like 1,200 calls in a week, really depending on the skip tracing stuff you do. Could be 100 trying for dollars leads, right? There's so much variables of what is considered output, right? You could put 150 sticky notes, right? So R, D for D, reverse drawing for dollars. There's so many different ways to make money in this business, right? There's so many different ways, front and back and left and right. We can start doing this. It's really up to you how you want to do things, right? I honestly, I got no skin in the game here, right? Like I'm telling you, I've made money doing all this stuff. You could do 500 texts, 1,000 texts, right? Whatever just gets you out doing the work. But I would say generally putting at least 20 hours of marketing is going to be the best way. 40 hours of marketing is the best way. But the very, very important part, okay, the part where I go crazy on is the plan. Most people can never stay consistent in wholesaling real estate. The reason they can never stay consistent is because they can't stick to the plan. So this is why the plan is super important. Now, a lot of people will say, okay, I'm going to do 20 hours of marketing And then they'll do 30 hours one week and then 5 hours the week after, then 40 and then 4 and then 44. And then it's just like super boom and bust, boom and bust, boom and bust. And you're just not consistently getting deals and success. And so what I'm telling everyone in here is if you want to go out here and start being, you just want to be sick and tired of not making money, right? Sick of being broke. You got broke-itis over here, sick of being broke. What I could tell you is you just make the right plan. So the right plan is you would show up 25 hours a week. You try to make at least one offer, one legit offer. One offer a week is really good as a beginner. Now, if you want to get advanced, you want to get one offer a day. One offer a day is the best one. It keeps the wholesale coaches away because they don't want to. You're not going to give them any money because you're having so much success. One offer a day is like obviously the gold standard here. If you can make one offer a day to a very, very interested, motivated seller, you're going to have success. And so your plan is going to be important here. Now, the key to your success here, do you guys even want to see me try to draw a key? Oh boy. All right. We're going to try to draw a key here because it's so important that we know how to have a key to success. Okay. So we're going to try the little circle. Okay. We're going to do a little circle. All righty. And then the key is going to be like, oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. And then it's like, here's the key to success. Oh boy. This is getting bad. What if I I can't draw a key. Oh boy, I try to draw a key. This is bad. Oh boy. How do I make this better? Oh boy. How about I fill it in? Did that make it better? I think I made it worse. I'm going to stick to my ChatGPT art. But yeah, this is how you draw a key. You are so welcome for this great drawing today. But that is your major key to wholesaling success. Okay. They never told you how to draw to get rich. All right. Okay. They never told you that in school. All right. So that's what you got to learn starting out. And then the most important part is luck. Guys, I'm not even going to draw luck because you just got to show up. Show up. You'll find a lot of success and luck here. Right. So if you want to start going out here and having that first leverage of success, you're just going to be able to get at least one deal per month doing this. Just get your first deal, make 20 grand, 30, 40, 50 grand. And then boom, you got some cash. Now we can start going out here on our second lever. All right. Our second lever is going to be able to start leveraging time with money because you're going to find this. Okay. So when you start making, let's use, for example, let's get rid of this color. There we go. Let's say you go out here and you start having some success. You're making about 20K a month. You're happy, right? You're working 70 hours a week, which a little, that's light hours. That's for what I used to be doing, but light hours. But you're like, oh my gosh, I'm working way too much. Now you're going to start buying some of this time back to bring it down to 40, right? With some systems, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to work less and we're going to double to triple our income. Makes sense to you guys? Double, triple your income. And you're like, oh my gosh, Zach, I want to do that. Okay, that's pretty simple. Now, my secret system, this is the lever number 2. Okay. And I've been very consistent with this for pretty much my entire wholesaling real estate career or whatever you want to call it. You already know what lever number 2 is. People really don't like it. It's very anticlimactic. Are you ready for it? Lever number 2 is you just do what works and you just do that more. And maybe like, Zach, what are you talking about? The best, most surefire way that I can get anyone, okay, anybody from 20 to 50K a month in wholesaling real estate while working less is by just doing this. So I have somebody come to me and says, Zach, I'm doing 2 deals a month, right? I'm doing 2 deals a month. And all I'm doing is I'm cold calling basically probates. I'm calling the code violations, and we're cold calling high equities on XLeads or so whatever, right? This is how I'm doing it, right? I'm killing myself, but that's how I'm doing it. Zach, how do I work less and make more money? This one's really simple. Okay. Like this is the easiest one out of them all. What you do, and this is the magic of Zach. Okay. Let's make this red for corrective purposes. You basically do this. Okay. So if we want to add an extra 2 deals per month, right? All I'm going to do is do this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Watch this. Watch this. Are you guys ready? Right? Ready to see my genius? It's how easy it is once you start making. This is why it's so easy. Like, I'm going to scream here because it's so, when you start, the reason I try to focus so many people getting their first wholesaling deal when they're broke, because once you start getting that first deal, the next deal is just poor. It just gets easier and it just, the snowball effect is crazy. But so many people, when it just gets so worked up in the logistics and oh my gosh, it's the reason I can't become successful. No. The only reason you're not becoming successful is you're just not following the dang plan I'm setting for you. But it's just so simple. I'm like, okay, let's just add SMS to your plan. If you're cold calling, let's say 20,000 people a month, let's just SMS 20,000 people. Oh my gosh. Mind blown. Okay. This is why I am the forefront, most genius wholesaler on this planet, because nobody else can think of ideas like me. Okay. But this is such a genius idea. But this is Zach's monkey brain. But okay. Well, if you're making 2 deals a month cold calling these lists, how about we just add texting? How much does texting 20,000 sellers cost? I think costing that's about $200 a month. Okay. $200 a month. That's it. 200 stinking dollars a month. That's how you go from 20K to 50K. Now, a lot of people don't understand this method or this concept, but this is the simple concept out here. Okay. This is a simple concept. Okay. But if you're going out here and attacking these sellers who are in their little house, and they got their little cell phone, and you, the nice wholesaler guy, is trying to reach out to this person on their little cell phone, and you have a scary unknown number, there's a certain amount of people that just ain't going to go pick up that phone, and they're just going to just be a no answer, and you get no wholesale deal. And it just basically blocks you from about 75% of these sellers, because you try to cold call, you get 25%. And so most people only cold call. But if you hit them from a second angle, oh boy, y'all internet trolls are gonna love to clip farm that quote. But if you hit them with a text SMS, which, by the way, I don't know if you know how texting works, but even if I'm like, oh, it's an unknown number and I don't want to see it, if that's how people act sometimes, which is true. I mean, let's take a raise of hands here, okay? How many of you guys answer let's actually do a poll. Let me do a poll while we're live here, because I'm actually genuinely curious, right? We got a little more younger people in here than the average person. But okay, let's actually do a little poll. I'm adding a poll right here. All right, let's actually add a poll. Okay. I'm going to say, how many of y'all? Oh my gosh, how much of y'all answer basically unknown numbers? All right. We got a new poll. How many of y'all will answer an unknown number? Like genuinely, like it's your third unknown number. Most people get 4 or 5 of these calls, like no number. It's a random one in your area code. How many of y'all will actually answer those? I'm genuinely curious. Okay. We got some younger people. So we're roughly at, okay, we got some votes here. Let's look right here. Okay. So currently, if we're looking at the polling, just on the live polling from you guys, right? I think you're a good data set, right? We're at about 68% of you guys on average will not answer unknown numbers. Now, I would say that's skewed really, really heavily towards parents because some of y'all get an answer from like a doctor for your kids or like the medical school, like the school or like medicine, right? But everyone's like, oh, they're debt collectors. I don't want to deal with like most people ain't going to do that, right? So we understand that, right? That makes about 70% of you say no. I don't answer from unknown callers. So if all you do is cold call all day, you're kind of screwed. Let me ask another poll. Okay. And this is not, and by the way, I'm not asking if you reply. I'm just asking how many will read a text from an unknown number. Here's the second one. And this is probably the most important one. Well, how many of you guys will read a text if it's from an unknown number? How many of y'all? It's always, guys, and don't lie to me, right? Guys, I'll tell you the truth. Even if it's an unknown number, if it's a text on my phone, it literally pops up on the front. I'm going to read it. So it's kind of funny here that we're actually doing some live research, but everybody will read a text even from it's an unknown number. So it's crazy to think that all I need to do is cold call, right? You might block them, but you're at least going to read the message. That's the most important part. So if cold calling still is great, best way to get deals, hands down. But what I'm telling you is let's see here. Where is this? Right here. Let's end this poll. All right. And by the way, and I'm genuinely curious, right? If you're going out here and you don't read the text, what do? You say, oh, it's an unknown number. Delete. I can't even look at the message. Seriously? You probably open it just to delete it, right? I'll probably say 95% of you, right? So what I'm going to tell you is if you can cold call, right, and then add SMS to that seller too, about 25% of the people are going to answer it, but also 85% of the people are going to read the text. And just because you send a text, you don't get a reply, that doesn't mean it, right? Most people, if you text them, you're looking to sell your house and they're not interested, they're just not going to text you back. The ones that are interested, yes, and the ones that are mean still do it, right? So I'm telling you, if you can hit them with a cold call and then an SMS, on average, right, you're going to get at least 60% of the people hitting you up. And so this is why leverage number 2 is important. We start hitting them from other marketing channels. And what if I told you, like, how many of you guys read all your emails? It might be an extra 15, 20%. How many of y'all would have a sticky note on your door? Would you actually read it if it was on your door, right? And we start adding this. And so you got to understand that if we're getting deals from certain lists, and what we do here is if we hit them with an SMS, number 1, then we hit them with a call, then we hit them with basically a reverse trying for dollar sticky note. And let's say we want to hit them on number 4 with an email, right? You are going to destroy your competition because most people can't do all this stuff. Like the tracking of that is already hard enough, right? Now, I'm not going to go out here and plug XLeads. Oops, I guess I did. But XLeads is amazing software. We just did a version 4 launch, and you're able to track all this stuff by doing it. It's the only one in wholesaling real estate that actually cares about you because I am a wholesaler. But basically, you don't need to use even XLeads. You can do it absolutely for free. But if you're making 20 grand a month, I mean, you're dumb if you're not using XLeads. But the reason why I'm telling everyone to do this is not because I have this crazy incentive to tell you, like, you can do it absolutely for free. You could probably do it in some other wholesaling softwares that are awesome out here. But I'm just telling you from the bottom of my heart that if you're just only calling sellers or only texting sellers, there's so many angles you can hit them in different ways, right? And the best way I can describe it is, it's like if your wife's mad at you and you give her chocolates and say, I'm sorry. Sometimes you need to go buy her flowers. Sometimes you got to take her out to dinner. Sometimes you got to just like, I don't know, just like plead and cry. I don't know. But sometimes you got to hit them with a different, you got to go with a different angle here. And sometimes in wholesaling real estate, texting is great for a list, but calling might hit them in a different way. And cold calling is still my favorite one, but you got to remember all this stuff. If you could go out here and have some sort of system where you can text the sellers, and let me tell you the reason why, and let me get rid of the XLeads plug on here. But think about this. Let's do a list of, let's say, 10,000 sellers. This is how you really run an efficient operation. Okay, let's do just a list of 10,000. Most people, when they have a list of 10,000 who's going to use the system and tell you, get all excited, what you do is, number one, you call all 10,000, right? Then number two, you text all 10,000. Then number three, you're going to email all 10,000. And then number four, let me write the 10K. And then four, you're going to reverse drive for dollars. I doubt you can do 10,000, but as much as you can, right? But you ended up doing 30,000 marketing, and you could definitely use leverage to actually do probably half of that. And you might be like, Zach, what type of system can you do that? Let me show you. So let's go back here and show you my genius way of doing this. There we go. So let's go back. Let's actually do email right here. Because texting, emailing, and calling still cost money, but we got to be okay. So let's say if we call and we get let's say we're great. We do a 25. Let's actually make it red so we can actually do some math here. But let's say it can get a 25% response rate, right? 25% response rate, which means 25% of those 10,000 people I called will actually respond and talk to me. That means there's only 7,500 people that didn't answer, right? So does that make sense? That means 2.5 people actually answered the call. I'm just doing an A for answered. And then 7.5 thousand actually did a no answer, right? They didn't answer the call. That means I already talked to 2,500 people. If they already said yes or no, I don't need to text these people. I already talked to them, right? It's a waste of time. So now all I have to do is just text 7.5 thousand, which is actually pretty dang efficient. And let's say we get a quick math. Let's do 20%. Let's say 20% of these people, okay? So let's say 20% of these people actually pick up. Now I need a calculator because I'm not some crazy math whiz, but let's do 20%, 0.8 of 7,500. That's about 6,000. So we got 1,500 people that answered. And then we got 6K left over. Now, at this point, 99% of wholesalers go take the 6,000 and just throw it in basically the trash. They're like, oh, loser. They don't want to answer me. Guys, this is the gold mine. This is the reason why people can't double their businesses really quick and overnight, because no one really wants to get into this data set. No one's talking at all like this. Oh my gosh. Nobody's talking like this, right? And so what I'm telling you to do is if you could just do this really quick, just hit that 6,000 with an email blast. Maybe you get 5% or something like that. But to even get a response or getting in front of people who are interested, even on the 6,000, nobody's talking to these 6,000. There's no one nurturing this campaign. And you're basically ending up doing 4 and then 2.5. So 6,500 efforts you're taking. You could use that for more calling and texting. And so the point here is you're actually doing less work and being as valuable. I mean, you're doing what's 4 divided by the 30. I mean, you're doing about almost 15, 20% less marketing while getting the same exact results. So you could use those results and actually use more of your resource, which is time, money, effort, outbound stuff, start getting more wholesaling deals. So this is the second part of our leverage, right? We're going out here and using a list for success. Now, everybody asks me, Zach, what system do I use to track all this stuff? Again, I'm just going to tell you, XLeads.com. The reason is we use AI tracking, best CRM. We actually have all the automations for calling, texting, emailing, all together. Definitely recommend it. XLeads. We just bumped up the basic plan to 25,000 exports a month. We added our buyer match AI to the Pro and X plans. We have awesome PPL pricing now. We have PPL for $24 a lead now. Nobody else gets that on Coupon Club, and basically insane other stuff. Just search version 3 XLeads. We just came out. Just go to our website, xleads.com. All of our new stuff's in there. We actually have the probate list nationwide, all this cool stuff. Just came out with the version 3. Massive success. We had more signups on that launch than I've on any. It was bigger than a version 1 launch, bigger than a version 2 launch, and then version 3 launch. Absolutely amazing. Shout out to everyone. Really appreciate it. But yeah, we use XLeads for all these systems for the second part of the leverage. The reason is, again, not to sound like some guy that's just telling you to go get XLeads. But the reason is we did the math. It will cost you around $1,700 a month to have all these tracking tools that all these other wholesaling influencers tell you to use. XLeads, literally, the reason why I made the software is because it's only $97 a month. I was able to have $1,700 of tracking and CRM, dialer, SMS, all this stuff, all for only $97 a month. Go to XLeads.com if you want to check it out. But that's basically my whole spiel on that end. Now, that is the second part of the leverage on here. And so remember, let's recap. Number 1, we're going to leverage money with time. Number 2, we're going to leverage our time with money. It's kind of like a backwards. And then number 3 is we can't do any more volume or systems kind of with, ourselves. We actually have to start hiring people. And this is where we start hiring employees. And so this is why it's really, really important we start hiring other people out. So the secret again is sometimes the funniest part about when you're leveraging out, right, is especially when you're going and you're trying to make, $100,000 a month, there's not like any secret list at that point anymore. There's no like big, massive secrets. All the big boys are doing the same big boy stuff. There's no like massive secret. What I can tell you here though, and what's really, really important is you got to get really good at the team. And so if you're cold calling, if you're one person and you're calling, let's say 40 hours a week, which is insane, by the way, that's a lot of cold calling. But I had 5 VAs, right? Cold calling 40 hours a week. They're doing 200 hours a week. Right? That's how it works. So the best way I can describe this, all right, is let's actually use a non-real estate analogy here because this is one of my favorite ones. Okay. So let's say this is right here. Let's do big, scary. Let's actually do this. Okay. And let me ask my MMA fans here because we like some MMA. All right. So right here is UFC lightweight champion, UFC middleweight champion, Khamzat Chimaev. Okay. Scary guy. This dude will beat everybody up. Okay. He is UFC middleweight champion, Khamzat Chimaev. Okay. Me and Rick were watching the fight last night. It was a pretty interesting fight. I'm not getting into it, but okay. He will whoop your butt. Let's say he is going to fight Zach. Okay. Trust me. I was a really good wrestler in high school, but I am not anywhere near this guy. He's going to put me in a crucifix and he is going to destroy me. Okay. Right? If it's 1v1, I'm done. Okay. Well, let's ask another question. What if there is now two Zachs? Okay. I ain't a small guy. Okay. Comes out's like, he's 6'2", so like he's like 1 inch taller than me. So if we have two of Zach's, who's gonna win? Still him. Okay. Well, the question is, how many Zach's have to be in the octagon for us to go beat him? I would be honest with you. I would bet about 4. Okay. I would say there's got to be at least 4 Zach's in the octagon. I still do train. I train MMA. So I will tell you, 4 Zach's should win. Okay. Now, if you want to argue with me, we can do 8 Zach's. Okay. But let's choose these two. If there's 10 Zach's in the octagon, I'm destroying the guy. Okay. So that is the point. If there's just, you can't, it doesn't matter how good this one person is in fighting. Okay. If there's 10 men against one and there's no weapons, just hand on it. Like there's, unfortunately, you're just not going to win. Now, I don't care how much anime, superhero, Netflix weird movies you watch. When there's military movies and actual like historic military things, because I don't want to nerd out, it is never, ever, ever going to be like a 100x advantage that's always going to win. Even though we love the story of 300, that's always a legend. But the story of 300 ended with him dying, okay? Still, the law of numbers always works, especially when it comes to fighting and stuff. And so if I am the best cold caller in the world, all right, if I'm the greatest cold caller in the world, you know me, cold calling, let's say 100 hours a week, and I have 20 cold callers, right, and they're doing 30, that's 600 hours in the week. And it doesn't matter how good you are in the cold calling, because most cold calling is just making sure that they're interested in selling. And then you could bring on to a salesperson or acquisitions manager. It don't matter how good of a cold caller you are. The sheer volume is always going to win. This is why if I was going out here and I had to compete with somebody, like who's the best person at closing, right? Somebody asked me last couple days ago, like, Zach, you should be in this, like, you should like be in these competitions for closing and wholesaling. Like someone actually asked me, I said, like, I'm never going to be like, I'm never going to be the guy to claim that I'm the greatest closer of all time. Like no one's better at talking to a seller than me. Right. That goes to Rick, by the way. I think he's actually legitimately the best person at closing. But the one thing I will do is I'll get in front of more sellers than you, and I'll make more money than anybody else. So I will tell you this. I will make more money than any other wholesaler if I have to compete with that on that end. It's actually pretty easy. I know pretty much in my hands the wholesalers that make more money than me. But the thing about it is, if I can have 10 appointments in a day and you have 5 appointments in the day and you're way better at closing than me, it doesn't matter, because my closing's like super elite. It's not like it's not top 3 in the world. It might be top 10. But guess what? It's because I'm 25. I really legit feel like the older I get, the more like, I'm not getting into that right now. But basically, if you do this right, the craziest part about it is if I just get in front of double the amount of points as you, your close rate might be 90. No, your close rate might be 80. But if my close rate's 75 and I get in front of double the amount of points, I'm making more money than you. And that's the way I always look at it, right? Marketing should always be the forefront of the priority here. And that's how you become really successful, right? You just get more appointments. You go out here and get a lot of deals, right? And so this is why the wholesalers that learn how to leverage other people end up making the most money. And so the whole lever of number 3 is just hiring VAs and virtual assistants. I'll tell you, about $6 an hour is really where you need to be at for most VAs for cold call all day. You want to make sure that don't really have any accents or anything like that. It's a little more difficult to find that too, especially with training and everything like that. I have VAs that I'm paying over $20 an hour. And I have VAs that I'm paying like $350, $4 an hour, right? Virtual assistants shouldn't be paid just because they're virtual assistant. I truly believe virtual assistants, right? They're people, they're human beings. They're not AI. They're basically paid on their worth of the company, right? And so you need to go out here and pay them their worth. And I see all these people say, oh, these virtual assistants, you need to go out here and pay them $1 an hour, $2 an hour, $3. I think 6 is pretty reasonable. And especially if they're cold calling all day and you're not getting them any like sales commission, like I think that's pretty dang reasonable. So a lot of people want to know what's the third one. It's just hiring VAs. I like onlinejobs.ph right now. I'm not really a big fan of Upwork right now. I'm finding a lot of my good employees on onlinejobs.ph. And so let me write that down for everyone. So if you are looking for employees online, where's it? Onlinejobs.ph is by far the best place to hire VAs right now. I think it's like $50 to like hire like 5 or 6 people. Definitely highly, highly recommend it. And that's how you're going to leverage number 3. Okay. There we go. Number 3, you're leveraging volume with employees. Now, the fourth lever for your success is going to leverage you with other people. What are you talking about, Zach? Huh? Guys, the way to retire is you're going to go out here, right? And you're going to go be like, okay, well, I'm working about 40 hours a week. How do I go to like 5 or 20, right? What you have to do is someone's got to manage all these people you hired. And for most people, it's yourself. Now, when you start leveraging opportunities, you actually start making like real big boy money. You're going to have like COOs and people like, I know, I don't want any of that stuff. That's how any big corporate, like once you start hitting like the 8 figures, right? Once you start getting in the 10 millions, you need to have managers for the managers. And that's the big secret. Now, no one likes to pay somebody, 50, 60, 100 grand a year just to manage other people making 50, 60 grand a year. But unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles in business. I mean, the military works like this, kitchens work like this, and businesses, even in wholesaling, work like this. Once you want to start making big boy money here, you're going to have people manage the managers, right? And it kind of turns into a whole entire structure for most wholesaling businesses where it's like you on the top, right? And then you might have a COO, and then you might have somebody for the marketing. Then you have somebody on the acquisitions part. And then you have somebody for the dispo and transaction coordinating. Wow, I can't draw today. And basically they handle all the VAs. This person, acquisitions manager, marketing manager, dispo manager, but then they handle basically the agents, right? The acquisitions agents or acquisitions managers, what I like to call them, because I do not want to call anyone an agent. I'll call my dispo people dispo agents because they're actually real estate agents mostly. But I mean, you literally have 1, 2, 3, 4 managers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 managers, and Jesus, might have 20 or 30 if you're making like 10 million, right? So that's how businesses like. So when like when I say I'm not working that much, it's because I have 4 people working 40 hours a week just to manage the employees, and you got to pay them really well, like very handsome. Like the acquisitions manager is making 10% of the deal, and so you got to understand that to become retired to a point and actually run a business, which most people don't really know how to do it, right? Most people say retired, they're just selling wholesaling coaching programs. You actually have to pay up to have the people watch the other people and be management and manage other people and do all these crazy things. And so, if you're going to retire in 3 years, I think the best game plan for you doing this right now is kind of go through like a grind phase. I think obviously 6 figures, 100 grand first year, right? So we talk about year 1. Year 2, you're going to probably try to make 250K, right? With systems and leverage and hiring. And then year 3 to 4, right? You hire out and then you go from there, right? So 3 years, you do it solo, right? So first I'm going to call it like the solo leveling. But basically then we go into basically, systems and tools. Oops. And then boom, you get out here into hiring, and then you kind of out of the wholesale business doing your own thing, right? But you have to start at the beginning. And most people do not know how to start at the beginning. So I will tell you to start, go to freewholesaling.com. I'll tell you how to learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. Again, will cost you nothing to learn wholesaling real estate. And so you can have a ton of success. I also mentioned the greatest wholesaling software out there, XLeads. Amazing launch we just had. And so, guys, if you want to check it out, go to freewholesaling.com. That is how you learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. My community. We had an insane Discord call. And in that free wholesaling community, freewholesaling.com, you learn how to get that Discord call and you can have success. Fun fact, on that Discord call, we actually bought 5 exclusive leads from the XLeads PPL that we just released. It's collaboration with iSpeed Lead Coupon Club. So we have Coupon Club for $24 only for XLeads active plans. I don't get paid for telling you this. Like, iSpeed Lead doesn't pay us. We literally just had a deal, and this is the deal of a century. And me and Rick bought 5 leads, and I made Rick call his first PPL lead live in front of you guys. Rick's one of the best closers of all time, and he has never talked to the PPL seller. He does not know. But guess what I did? I bought a lead for him on the Coupon Club, $199. And the funniest thing about it was a cold call lead. So he knows how to deal with those, right? Obviously. So he went there, and guess what he did? 8 o'clock on a Friday night, 8:30. He closed it on the Discord. I recorded it. We're gonna edit it, make it 4K, all sexy. But like, Rick literally, I know, like, if you were not on the Discord call, you didn't listen to it. I want everyone in the comments to confirm if you're on the Discord call. We have a lot of people on the Discord call. Rick literally closed his first PPL lead. That's how good he is at PPL. He doesn't even, it's not PPL. He's just good at closing. And that just reinforces the collaboration that we did here on how amazing it is. And so Rick might be Mr. PPL after this. I mean, we're going to see how this lead goes. We're signing a contract tomorrow because we're going at the house, but we think we're going to make 40 grand on it. So it was insane. Rick was cooking. So we're not going to release the video till we actually get the deal assigned, because we're going to show the check and do the whole shebang on that thing. But yeah, these are facts. Rick was cooking. Everybody knows that was a crazy live stream on the Discord call. Not recorded, right? We record it. We might make it into a video, but absolutely amazing. And so learn wholesaling real estate at freewholesaling.com, and we'll keep going from here. So JTREI says, sup, Zach, 2 questions. What's rough KPIs to get a deal a month? Only cold calling XLeads list, and a rough KPI for PPL leads is 450 no's every week. A good KPI deal to hit. Huh. Okay. I like this. All right. So for PPL, right, first and foremost, let's just get that one out of the way. PPL, I only recommend that you buy Coupon Club leads, which are $24 a lead only if the XLeads active plan. $29 is just a little too expensive, I'd say. So $24 a lead. Literally, all you have to do is just go to XLeads, sign up for XLeads.com, put it right here. And if you sign up for XLeads, right here. So right here. So yeah, when you sign up for XLeads, all you have to do is scroll down here to where it says PPL. You click that, and you go right here, and you click this special link, and you'll get it for $24 a lead on the PPL. Cool part is, if you're watching this and you're paying $29 a month for Coupon Club, it's retroactive. So if you're paying $29 and you just sign up for XLeads, it'll be $24 automatically, which is absolutely insane. It's retroactive. So nobody else wants to talk about it. Everyone wants to pretend like this isn't a real thing, but it actually is real. I literally had the CEO of iSpeed Lead come to our studio live for the announcement because we didn't think anyone was going to believe us. So if you want KPIs, man, from all of my research, stats, and everything, I'm going to tell you, you need to get at least 25 of those $24 leads to even start sniffing deals. I'd probably say 40 is probably, if you really want to get you that 10X, right? So you're going to make 20 grand on a PPL deal. I'd tell you at least people are going to tell you 83 leads. I'd say about 40 leads should be a good KPI on that. Now, we're actually coming out with our own PPL like section in freewholesaling.com. But I'll tell you, that's fine. I would say about 3,000 calls on the XLeads high equity list. Add some vacants, anything high equity, about 3,000 calls should land you something. But I would tell you, if you actually have good results here, which obviously you should. So let me actually go to XLeads really quick and show you, because you're talking about XLeads specifically. don't even do the PPL first and foremost. Just go to the lead section here on XLeads. And actually, I can't. I'm going to show this part. So if we're going to do, let's do Clarksville, Tennessee. Let's do Clarksville, Tennessee, right here. And we just released something on the announcement, which was absolutely crazy. And we're going to be talking about a lot more. But let me show you right here. So if you go to filters, we actually have a brand new list in Clarksville. Now, not a lot of people know, but we just cracked probates. So this is the biggest announcement we had on the event, but we have now all probates. So the probates are about 2 weeks old, which kind of sucks, but we have all the nationwide probates. And so any probate in Clarksville is going to pop up on here, and you're going to be able to cold call that list. So what I would tell you guys, if you want to call like 50 probates, like do that. 100 probates, do that. I mean, I'd pull all the literally, you could pull all the probates in Tennessee and call it. That would be really good too. So we cracked nationwide probates, and that's the really, really awesome part. Now I want to give everyone a teaser. Me and Rick know exactly now. We thought about it hard. We know it's probably going to cost us another $1 million. It's probably going to be close to $2 million. We know it's a lot of money, but we're going to pour a lot of money into basically version 4. We know exactly what version 4 needs. And I'm not going to announce when we're close to version 4, but once that's done, once I pour millions of dollars into this thing, once version 4 is done, we are going to have the announcement of a century. Now, I just released version 3, so why am I hyping version 4 up now? I don't even want to hype it up. I'm just telling you guys, version 4 is probably going to be twice as big as version 3. And version 3 is twice as big as version 2. So just let everybody know, like, oh, they're not going to update it, bro. Like, version 4 is already in the works right now. Version 4 has been on the works for about 2 months. And I'm so excited for that thing too. But version 3, we got to get everything all set up and everything all good. And we start working on that. But yeah, pretty excited about it. All right, let's see what other questions we have. And also, if you want to hop on, right? I always like doing the streamer link too. So I always invite everyone. If you want to hop on and talk to me, absolutely for free. This is my streamer link. You can hop on and talk to me. All right. Edwin says he deleted. Oh, and got started. Edwin, I'm glad that you are excited about XLeads. That's amazing. How do I get added to Rick and Zach's buyers list? So KC2NC, nice try, bro. But unless you can verify that you have bought at least one deal the past 2 months with your deed, you're not going to be guy like KCNC. Like, bro, I did not get this rich and successful in wholesaling just to have a daisy chainer get all my deals on my buyers list. And if you think that when I lock up a deal, I just blast it out via email to 50,000 people, come on, bro. Like, I'm calling legit buyers all day. You're not going to be on my buyers list. Just being honest with you. Tevis says, definitely interested in virtual wholesaling. Bro, dude, just go to freewholesaling.com, man. It's all in there. Virtual wholesaling section. It's all in there for success. Jasmine, what's up, Jasmine? Zach, if I need to get a deal soon virtual and can commit to 40 hours a week, what free list should I pull? Jasmine! You literally got a deal before. So, Jasmine, my question for you is, what did you get that last deal? And just repeat that. See, I know y'all. Y'all think, who's Jasmine? I know who Jasmine is. Let me actually pull Jasmine up. She's bragging about getting her first couple deals. Who's Jasmine? Get out of here. Let's see. Right here. This is hilarious to me. Let's pop up Jasmine. I'm going to cyberball Jasmine. Not just kidding. Jasmine says, over 1,000 drawing for dollars leads. I finally hit my goal, finding 1,000 ugly houses. I've made 4,500 from this list. I really want to make even more. Let's keep it updated. Jasmine out here finding ugly houses. Shout out to Jasmine. She's doing the work. So if you made 4,500 drawing for dollars, you just got to keep doing the drawing for dollars. Now, one thing I can tell from you, Jasmine, on these posts is you are not. Look at there. Jasmine, where's the sticky note, girl? Where's the sticky note? Girl, you got to put a sticky note on that door. You got to put the sticky note on the door. If you're doing 1,000 drawing for dollars leads, you got to throw a sticky note on that deal. And Jasmine, I think you got your boyfriend. Hopefully he's your fiance now. I don't know what's going on with that. But I know you're like a partner, right? It's your romantic partner who's like wholesaling with you. Okay. How about you make him go out here and put the sticky notes out if you don't want to do it? Tell him what to do. Okay. Tell him it's orders from you, but it's really orders from me. That's the secret. I'm telling you, Jasmine, you're asking me a legit question. I'm going to give you a legit answer. If you put sticky notes on doors, besides just writing them down and calling them, you're already doing deals doing that. If you just go out here and just put sticky notes on there, Jasmine, where's the dang sticky note on this door then? Okay? I see no sticky note. So I see no deals. Let's put some sticky notes, okay? Let's post some deals. Jasmine, post the next ugly house with a sticky note and I will not complain anymore. That's the secret. Yo, Prince, what's up, man? Prince.
Hey Zach, what's up?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. I'm happy to be here.
Me too, man. What's going on? How can I help you out, bro?
Man, Zach, I've been watching your video for a while now, but I haven't been able to do a deal.
And you're
I've been
what?
on you. I said I've been watching your video and been following you for a while now, but I still haven't been able to get my first deal yet.
Okay, well, let's change that. Where are you wholesaling in?
Texas dollars.
Okay, we're in Texas?
I'm in Dallas.
Dallas? Awesome. Like Dallas, Plano, Garland, like we're in Dallas.
I'm in Dallas, Texas.
So. Oh, like the actual city. Okay, cool. So, all right, what have you been doing that has not landed you a deal? And what are you currently doing right now for your marketing?
Oh man. So right now I'm doing agent outreach.
Okay.
I know. I'm reaching out to agents and just putting offers, and then I get the same answer back all the time. Hey, tell us say your offer's too low, blah blah blah, and then you know I've bought some courses before that did not work out too, and so right now I'm just running around in circles trying to see how I can.
What's so
Here we
funny,
go.
dude? So, okay, yeah, we do have some agent like offer outreach like stuff we had for XLeads. That's because of people. We had all these we had like all these on market people requests. I'm like, all right, fine, I'll make a really good one. But dude, why don't you just do like the classic stuff in Dallas, man? You know, calling, texting, reverse trying for dollars, digital bandit signs, email blasting, like just any of those.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm sorry here's the thing, man. I'm sorry you bought all those courses, but like, I'll be honest with you. Any amount of money you spent buying courses was all good money spent because it led you to me here. So if you had to spend $6,000 just to find my free course, trust me, it is well worth the $6,000. But you need to go out here and do some work, man. I'm just going to start you easy. Why don't we just post 2 digital bandit signs a day? Can we just start with that?
Okay, I can do that.
Do you know how to post a digital bandit sign?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I know how to do those.
When was the last digital bandit sign you posted?
Not recently though. No, I haven't post one recently yet. But
Okay, what about email blasting?
I've not done emails either. I used to do cold calling at one point. I went ahead and hired agency to do cold calling for me, and then it stole most of my leads. So
Yeah,
I just got
that's
tired
usually
of
how
it.
it works.
You know what I
That's
mean?
usually how it works, man.
Yeah.
I,
So I got tired of it, and I just gave up on it for a while. I said, okay, now. Well, my biggest problem right now is staying focused because I watch somebody else and be like, hey, go do cold calling. You watch somebody else and say, oh, go do flipping. You watch the other person say, go do reverse driving for dollars. So I just can't stay focused on what I really need to do. That's my biggest problem right now. You know.
okay. So Prince, I know you want to like go in and out with all these different people. That's fine, man. But like, if your struggle is staying focused, I mean, focus on like somebody's thing. Literally, I mean, how about we do this? How about you just buy everyone else's wholesaling program till you're about 20 grand in debt and you have nowhere else to go except for me? Then you can't be focused on anyone else's course. Because everyone else on the internet, it's like, do this, do this, do this, but I'm not going to tell you about this secret thing unless you give me money. So how about you go spend 40 grand, go into debt, and then now you're homeless on the streets, and then you have to come to me because then there's no other option but just do the free stuff. Is that what you want? Is that the focus you're looking for?
No, I already done that before. I already bought a lot of courses. So right
Okay, are
now,
we done? So who else are we looking at, man? Let's start doing the free stuff. Let's start doing the stuff that actually works. Let's actually start doing the stuff that got my community's made more money than any other community out here because we're the largest and the most successful. So how about we digital bandit signs and email blast? Let's just do that starting out.
okay, I can
And
do
do you
those.
enjoy being a real estate agent? Do you enjoy playing real estate agent?
Not
I
not
mean,
really. I'm
from
not
the looks of
getting
it, you don't have enough Botox to even make it as a realtor. So
I'm not getting no luck with agents right now.
yeah, you don't have enough plastic surgery. So like, dude, unless you want to like have all the plastic surgery, you ain't gonna be a good real estate agent. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I
So,
appreciate it. Yeah.
so I wish I was joking. So what I'm going to tell you is do a digital bandit sign, post on these Facebook groups. You're going to get some inbound leads and then just start email blasting. That's probably where I'm going to start landing you first. And you don't really need to
Okay.
spend any money, right? There's no marketing cost to that at all. And let's just start consistently doing that every single day. Now, 2 digital bandit signs a day, that's 60 a month. And I think you get some inbound leads doing that.
All right. Yeah, I can try to do that. Appreciate it, Zach.
Are you serious right now, Prince? Are you dead serious the way you just
I'm,
spoke to me? You
oh,
spoke to
I'm
me
serious.
like, no. You just said, I'll try to do that.
No, I'm going to do it for real.
There we go.
Yes, I'm going to do it.
I know for a fact that you already know the power of your own mind. Okay. I don't know if
Right.
your mom has said that, your friends, but the way you speak is the way you think. And the difference, and I know this sounds so small, but it's so big. Oh, I'll
Mhm.
try to do it. No. I will do it.
I would do it. Yeah.
Because once you start becoming a man of your word, which I believe you are, you
Hmm.
probably are a man of your word, but when you're a man of word, say, I'll try, that gives you an escape clause to go out here and not do it. And this has always been
Okay.
your little rabbit hole circle. Being a man of
Right.
your word saying you will do it. So what will you do the
I
next
will
30
do
days?
it. Yes,
What
I
will
will
you
do it.
do? Tell me.
Put 2 digital bonus sounds and
Every day?
email blast. Email
Email blast.
blast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to email blast 500 sellers a day.
Okay.
That is
I'm going to also
15,000.
sign up for XLeads as well to see if that's going to help out.
Bro, you don't even need XLeads, man. Just literally find somebody that has XLeads. They'll give you the email lists.
Okay.
Okay. Literally
All
go to
right.
the Discord, go to zachdiscord.com, just go in or you can just go to freelsing.com, say, hey, who here is calling and texting that's not email blasting? I'll email blast with you and we'll split it 50-50. You don't even need to buy XLeads. The free software is to go out here and email blast and to basically connect Google Sheets to connect Google Sheets to Gmail. It's all in there in freelsing.com for you. Don't need to go buy XLeads. Now, obviously, I want everyone to get XLeads, but you don't need to buy XLeads. And in text, it's a little hard with non-disclosure, but I promise you, like Luca will send you a list. Luca will comp the properties with you, right? I mean, you remember, Prince, you buying something is not going to be the answer.
Right.
Do the
That
work,
has
bro.
been my problem. Every time I get stuck, I feel like maybe I need to go get a mentor and stuff. Now to another
I am your
5K.
mentor, Prince. Who else? Bro, okay, let's go out here. All these courses you paid for, did any of your mentors actually do a Zoom with you or talk to you face to face like this?
No.
Okay.
Not
So I
really.
guess I am your mentor. Okay. So I'm really talking to you right now, bro. And I'm amped up because I know how close you are from having success, dude.
Right.
And literally, the saddest part about this is it's not how smart you are because you're already smart enough to do it. It's not that if you can do it, right? It's just the little tiny words you're telling yourself. I'm going to try. If you just start going, I will, I'm going to do it. And you start staying focused like that, man, you got this, dude. Okay? You got this, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
All right, Prince. Dude,
I'll start putting more work.
Prince, do me a big favor, man. I need you to hop on one more call this week or next Sunday and just report back to me what you're doing, or just do it in the free course. Just make a post in there. I just want to see it. I look at all the posts every single day. I just want to see you on here, man. You have an awesome name, so I'm not going to forget it in Dallas. So let's get this, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, Zach. Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm not being hard on you because I'm trying to be me. I know how close you are. All right.
Close. Yeah.
All righty.
Appreciate
it. Appreciate it. Jasmine's popped on here. Hopefully she's not going to yell at me.
No, hi, Zach.
Jasmine, where's the sticky notes?
So the reason I asked virtually is because I don't have a car right now. So
Okay. Hey,
just need to switch things up. So I've been doing pre-foreclosures and probates, and I'm just waiting for the code violations from Harris County and Fort Bend County for them to come in. Well, Harris County actually. They take a while, but yeah.
Okay. So no car, which means we definitely need to start email blasting. So you don't need XLeads. You just got to find somebody that has XLeads. We literally bumped everyone up to 25,000, 40, and 60,000 exports. So just find somebody who's got a list in Houston. Give me a list. I'll email blast. I'll do all the work. Just hit me up. And you're going to have to make a bunch of Gmail accounts through the EOG system we have in freewheeling.com. That and digital bandit signs on top of your calling and texting you're doing, I think that's going to be the extra push without a car.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Whoa. 1,000 emails a day for you, though.
Okay, I'll do it. I have I think I made about 5 Gmail accounts or 6, so I just need to make like 4 more. So
good. And then your business partner, love guy,
boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
It's boyfriend.
Well, tell him he needs to upgrade. He needs to go. He's got to go to the next level.
Okay.
I don't think you know what I'm saying. Basically what I'm telling you is maybe he needs to make 6 other accounts too. So now you have 12.
Okay. Because we're both doing it together. So
then get an aunt and then get 6 accounts on hers, and they got 18.
Got you. Okay.
All right, Jasmine. So repeat back how many emails we got to do.
At least 1,000 a week. I mean a day.
Yes.
1,000 a day on top of the pre-foreclosures and probates and the code violations that I'm already skip tracing.
Awesome. And then last thing we can do is at least 2 digital bandit signs.
Okay.
The reason I'm telling you this to you, Jasmine, is you have an unfair advantage over everybody else in here. I can't join the women groups in Harris County and Houston. They won't let me in.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're a mom.
No.
But you can probably, between you and me, you could probably infiltrate those groups. They're not going to. They're not going to be like, who are you? No joke. I've tried to join mom groups. They just block me. You could probably infiltrate those and just say, I don't know. Hey, but I'm gonna tell you, I would go in these women groups because I think they're all really good, obviously. But I think there's a really good play there that we don't have a lot of women in the wholesaling industry. But this is a great way for digital bandit signs. All right.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Jasmine, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
There we go. I know legit guys out here who are catfishing as fake AI avatar women that are going out here trying to join the mom groups for the digital bandit signs. And I have said it, and I'm going to continue to keep saying this. But by far, 100%, the women-led groups in local cities are the best for digital bandit signs. That's because guys can't infiltrate the groups. But if you're a mom or a woman, right? So it's just women in Houston, there's let's talk about women things in Houston, 100,000 people in the Facebook group. You go out here, digital bandit signs, you're going to crush it. I can't do that. But yeah, I'm sure ChatGPT will create a female picture of Zach. Great. That's what we're talking about. So guys, if you want to start going from no money to start having a ton of money in this business, just go to freewholesaling.com. We'll teach you how to wholesale real estate for free. And like always, smash that like button, subscribe. We're ending an amazing week here. Version 3 of XLeads came up, and I got some more amazing type of wholesaling success stories. We did an interview with a couple kids doing almost $70,000 a month, and we're celebrating a new potential marketing strategy with PPL. So we're pretty excited about it. So guys, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. Amazing week, even better coming. See you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.